guys, welcome back to Willtech Softwares. So from this video onwards, we are going to start building our blood donation application. So to get started, we are going to need two things. First, we are going to need an IDE, which is an integrated development environment. So we are going to use an Android Studio. So Android Studio is the official IDE for Android development. We're also going to need a JDK. So ensure that you download these two tools and install them in your system. I have a link down below in the description with the video that is going to direct you on how to go about that. So we are going to use Android Studio IDE. This is where you are going to write our code. We're also going to use Firebase. So these are backend system that we are going to use for authenticating our users and also storing their data. Also, we are going to need a device that you can use for testing. So you can use your real Android device or you can use an emulator. So I will advise you to use the Android device because it is fast and it does not require any storage from your computer. So I think using the Android device is a better choice than using the emulator. But of course, you can feel free to use the emulator. That is if you do not have a physical Android device. Okay, so to get started with this project, of course, you need to have curiosity and of course you need to be enthusiastic. So I'm going to guide you on how to do this project step by step. Okay, so let us get started. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to work on is a splash screen. So this is what it's going to look like. So we are going to have this splash screen. So the image is going to come from top and the text is going to come from left to right. So let us get started. So assuming that you have already downloaded and installed your Android Studio and open your Android Studio like this and click on Start a new Android Studio project. Okay, now click on the empty activity on this screen that will appear and click on Next. Okay, so here this is where you name your application. Okay, I'm just my project with initials. I'm just going to name BDA, but be free to name it whatever that you want. Here in the package name. The package name is supposed to be unique, especially if the application is going to be placed in the Play Store. And using a domain name is the correct option because a domain name is always unique. But if it is just for learning purposes, you can just leave it as com.example. Now the name of your project. Okay, it is going to do no harm. Okay, so and then here you select the place where you're going to save your project. It can be in C drive or the D drive or whatever drive that you wish. Okay, also here you select the language. Okay, we are going to work with Java, so I'm going to leave Java as that. Okay, so here again you select the API level in which you want your application to be installed on. So when you select maybe API level 29, which is Android 10, the repercussion of this is that you are going to have few number of devices that your application can be installed on. Okay, all right, so but you can play with these API levels. Okay, and choose the one that you like. Okay, so for now I'm going to go with Android 5.1, which is API level 22, and with that this application can be installed in 92.3% of the devices. Okay, so yeah, after doing that, then you can click on finish. Okay, now the project has been created successfully. Okay, so I have increased the font a little bit more so that you can be able to see everything that is going on. Okay, all right, so first of all we are going to start building the splash screen. Okay, and to do that, first of all I want us to name this file from main activity to splash screen activity. It is a convention, although it is not a rule. You can just leave it as main activity, but it is advisable that you name your activities and your methods the way suggestively, so that it can suggest what that particular activity or that method does. So let us rename this from main activity to splash screen activity. So I'm going to click on refactor, click on rename, then name it to splash screen activity. Okay, and click on refactor. Okay, so let us also change the layout file. So right click on activity main.xml, again click on refactor, click on rename. I'm going to name it activity splash screen.xml. Okay, so we have renamed those activities. So let us go to activity splash screen.xml file. So inside here we want to design this to have an image and also some text at the bottom that we are afterwards going to animate. So let us first change this from constant layout, change it to linear layout. Okay, so give it an orientation of vertical, give it a background. We are going to use this background color, so hashtag BE5025, give it a padding of 20 dp and give it a gravity of center vertical. So let us remove this text view from here. Inside here we are going to create a linear layout, give it a width of match parent, a height of match parent also, give it a gravity of center vertical, give it a background. We are going to give it a background of white, hashtag FFF. Okay, and then we are going to give it an orientation of vertical. Okay, so with the linear layout, if you are going to have more than one item inside the linear layout, you have to specify the orientation. Okay, so you have to specify the orientation either vertical or horizontal. So vertical orientation aligns items from top to bottom, so it aligns items vertically like this, but if it is horizontal, it aligns them horizontally, of course, from left to right. Okay, so inside this linear layout we are going to create an image view and two text views that we are going to animate. So let us start with the image view. So image view, we are going to give it a width of say 150 dp. Let us give it a height of also 150 dp. Okay, we are going to give it an ID, so give it an ID of logo, right? Okay, so again we are going to give it a gravity, so a layout gravity of center. Okay, so we are going, let us give a margin top of say 20 dp. Okay, and so more importantly we are going to give it a source. Okay, so now is the image itself that we are going to use. Alright, so the image that you are going to use, let me go to my desktop. So this is the image that you are going to use. Okay, I have provided a link in the description where you can find all the images that you are going to use in this application. Okay, so I'm going to copy it. So inside the drawable, I'm going to paste it in the drawable. So right click on drawable, click on paste. So again, paste it inside the drawable, but not V24. Do not paste it inside here. Paste it in drawable and click on OK. Click on OK again. So here for the source, we are going to use the app logo like that. Okay, so after that image view, let us create two text views. So text view, give it a width of match parent and a height of wrap content. Alright, give it an ID of title. Alright, give it a text of say blood donation application, blood donation app. Okay, give it a text color of black, hashtag 000. Give it a text size of say 30 sp. Alright, give it a text style of bold. Alright, give it a gravity of center, give it a margin left or margin start of say 20 dp, give it a margin end of also 20 dp, like that. Okay, so I think that looks nice. So let us create another text view down here that is going to be like a slogan. So text view, give it a width of match parent and a height of wrap content. Okay, so give it an ID of slogan like that. Give it a text of say donate blood and save lives. We are going to give it a text color of black. So for black you can use hashtag 000. Okay, we are going to give it a text size of of say 20 sp, give it a gravity of center. All right, give it a text style. Let us make it bold like that. Give it a margin top of say 5 dp, like that. Okay, so for the spacing activity, that is going to be enough. All right, so we have created that that activity like that. So what we need to do, let us now initialize them inside the spacing activity.java file. Okay, so we are going to start with the logo and then the title and the slogan. So inside the spacing activity, inside here, we can declare you can declare the variables here. So private image view is for the logo. Okay, and so we also have the text views, one for the title and another one for the slogan. Okay, so then we can be able to initialize them here, down here. So logo equals to find view by id, r.id.logo, like that. Also we have the title, so title equals to find view by id, r.id.title, like that. Also we have the slogan, so slogan is equals to find view by id, r.id.slogan. So by doing this, we are actually connecting these views inside this activity to the respective Java file so that we can perform more function. We can add more functionality. The animation that you are going to use, so we need now to define those movements. Okay, so for this image, we are saying it's going to move from top to that position. Also this text is going to appear to be coming from left side. Okay, from left side, and then it's going to settle from this position. It's going to settle to this position. Okay, so to create animations, so you are going to right click on the res. So right click on it, click on new, then directory, name it anim. Okay, for the animation. Okay, so right click on anim, right click on it, click on new, click on animation resource file. So this one we are going to name this top animation. So top underscore animation. So this is going to be for the image, and click on OK. Okay, so this for the image, it is as we said, it's going to move from top to bottom. So we are going to add an attribute of translate. So from x delta 0%, from y delta minus 50%, and duration. So this might not appear, so you might be required to type everything. So duration, we can give it a duration of 4000. So 4000 with this, that is 4000 milliseconds. So in short, it is 4 seconds. Okay, right. So again, we are going to add another attribute here for alpha. Okay, and this defines the transparency. So when you say from alpha, we are going to give it a value of 0.1 to alpha 1.0, and we are going to give it a duration. Again, type it. So this one, you can give it a duration of say 2000, and that is 2 seconds. Okay, again, so this top animation is going to be for image. As you can see, along the x-axis, it is not shifting. Okay, so but along the y-axis is going to move from -50. Okay, again, this alpha, so at the beginning it is going to be have 0.1 transparency. So this is almost transparent. Okay, but when it is 1.0, it is completely visible. All right, and that is going to take a duration of 2 seconds. All right, so let us create now an animation that is going to be used for the text. Again, right click on anim, click on new animation resource file. So this one I'm going to name it bottom animation, and click on OK. So again here we are going to use the same we are going to now declare how it is going to be translated and also for the opacity. So inside here we are also going to use the translate attribute. So from x delta we are going to use -100% to x delta 0%, from y delta 0% to y delta 0%, and a duration of, let us give a duration of 4000 milliseconds also. Okay, also we are going to use this alpha. So let me just copy it from the top animation, and I'm going to paste it inside the bottom animation like that. As you can see now here, the text is going to move in the x direction, so from -100 to the position that it is. All right, so it is going to move from left, and then it's going to settle at this position. So this position is 0%. It's going to move from left to right. Okay, and as you can see inside the y-axis it is not changing. Okay, and that is going to take a duration of 4 seconds. Okay, so now to use the animations, go back to the splash screen activity.java file. Okay, we are going to create two variables of type animation. So animation, so we can name the first one top animation and the second one bottom animation. Okay, now we can initialize these variables. Let us start with the top animation. So top animation equals to animation utils dot load animation. So this takes two parameters. First is the context. You can just pass this, so this comma, then it's going to take you are going to give it the top animation that we created over here. Okay, so r dot anim dot top animation. Okay, again let us do the same for the bottom animation. So bottom animation equals to animation utils dot load animation. So let us pass the context by typing just this, and then r dot anim dot bottom animation, like that. All right, so now let us set the image view and the text views. Let us set the animation to them. So we can say logo dot set animation to, so the logo we want it to have the top animation. All right, so the title dot set animation, so the title we want it to have the bottom animation, and so is the slogan. So slogan dot set animation to bottom animation. Okay, so one last thing that we need to do now is now we want now to transit from this activity to another activity when the animation is complete. Okay, because, well, we do not want to live on the splash screen forever, so we want, after that animation is done, we want now to jump to another activity. Okay, so to do that, let us create a variable here. So int, we can name it splash screen. So we can give it a value of around 4300. I'm going to show you how we are going to use this variable in a minute. So new handler, so we want to jump to another activity. So new handler dot post delayed new runnable. Alright, so inside this run method, we are going to create an intent that is going to allow us to move from the splash screen activity to the login activity. Okay, so let us let us get an intent over here. So intent equals to new intent. So we are going to move from the splash screen activity dot this comma, and then we declare the activity that we want to go to. So login activity dot class. So we have not created the login activity yet, but we are going to create it just a minute. and then now we want to start activity for the intent, and then after that we want to finish. So we finish because once we go to the login activity, we do not want to click the back button and then we are taken back to the splash screen. We want the splash screen to load only once when we are starting the application. Okay, so finally we need to use this variable over here. So inside here, so you can place a comma and now use the variable, our variable splash screen, and place a semicolon over there. Okay, so let us create this login activity quickly. So right click on your package name over here, click on new activity. You are going to name it, you are going to create an empty activity. So name it login activity. Just leave this as marked. Okay, and of course we need a layout. Okay, just leave everything as it is over here and click on finish. Okay, so it was created successfully. As you can see here, build was successful. Okay, so this is the login activity. So once the splash screen is complete, we are going to jump to the login activity. So we can go to the login activity quickly and create something small here. So first of all, let us change this from constant layout to linear layout. So we can create a small text view over here that is going to show just a text of, say, login activity. So text that is say login activity. Okay, but of course in the future we are going to replace this with some more useful information over here. All right, so one more thing that I want us to do, go to the values folder, open styles.xml. So inside here, instead of theme.appcompat.light.dark.action bar, let us change this to no action bar, like that. Okay, so this is going to remove the toolbar that will be appearing over here. Okay, so one more thing, we want our splash screen to span over the entire screen. Okay, so one more thing that we can add over here, you can add before this line of code over here, we can add one single line of code that is going to take the entire screen. So get window dot set flags. Okay, so window manager dot layout params dot flag full screen, place a comma. So again, copy that, Ctrl C, and paste it after that. Okay, now with that, the splash screen activity is going to span over the entire screen. Alright, so let us run the application and test if it is working the way we want it to. So here is the application. As you can see, that is our little animation over here, and we'll be directed to the login activity. As you can see over here at the top, we have the login activity. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for watching. So in our next video, we are going to start designing on the login and the registration for both the recipients and the donors. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and comment down below how you saw that video, or in case you got any difficulties, and I shall get back to you as soon as I can.